Welcome back. Let's bring you some more education coverage this morning. As a 12-year-old, Raeesah Jadwat dreamt of studying at Oxford University. Just a few years later, this determined young lady enrolled for the demanding Cambridge University's A-level program at St. John's College. Raeesah's excellent results in maths, physics and chemistry have now earned her a place to study philosophy and physics this year at Oxford. In fact, Raeesah joins us this morning for more on this remarkable achievement. Congratulations and welcome. It's an incredible achievement. And I want you to take us back to being that 12-year-old girl and visiting Oxford and how this dream began.
So I was there with my grandmother, and the trip was on a whim, essentially. We just went there on a otherwise busy tour day.
Yeah.
And I looked up at the buildings and I was in awe. And our tour guide was telling us about some of the history and how it is the oldest university in the English-speaking world. And just the architecture fascinated me, and a lot of its history as well. And I set almost a pipe dream at that point. I didn't even know what I wanted to study at that point, but I knew that at some point I hoped to be there in some way.
So what happened from then on? So you then sort of change your course of study or adjust your course of study?
Yes.
To enable you to enroll at Oxford? Tell us more.
So that happened a bit later, probably in around grade 9, and I started more seriously looking at how I could go and what the process is. And unfortunately, like a few of the top British universities, they don't consider the IEB to be particularly valuable as a course. You need something else to augment it. And so then it became looking into A-level institutions, how could I do it? And I discovered St. John's, and from there, it looked like everything could fall into place into a more meaningful journey.
And how does that work, augmenting your qualification with this A-level course of study?
So you have two options. St. John's either lets you do it as an accelerated one-year course, post-matric, but I was impatient, so I did it as a post-grade 10 course in 2 years.
Wow, that's incredible. And the subjects you focused on? Maths, further maths, which I've never heard of before, physics and chemistry?
Yes. So the requirement is 3, but I really enjoyed chemistry, and it was the one I didn't need for my degree, but I thought I'd have one subject that I really, really liked additionally. Not to say that I don't like physics or maths.
Listen, I can't really relate to wanting an additional science course of study. What does this enable you to do now at Oxford for your sort of future plans later on?
So the value, at least, is that with the few subjects that you take, you do them in a lot of depth. So I now have the opportunity to specialize a lot earlier. So there I will continue with an undergraduate course, and based on performance, hopefully in my 4th year, you essentially do an integrated master's thesis, and I can choose to specialize in physics or philosophy or both. And my hope is to work in academia, so I'd want to continue study up to PhD.
And perhaps lecture?
Yes.
Right.
So, yeah, lecturing, research, that's the plan.
You know, a lot of the matric pupils that we've spoken to, because we've covered the story so extensively with the release of the results last week, they tell us about the difficulty, you know, the kinds of pressures that they've been under to try and finish their matric years, particularly under a pandemic. Yes. How difficult was that for you, especially given this augmented course?
So there were a few challenges, especially with COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to give a lot of credit to my teachers and my school. They did a lot to get us online very quickly. And already it's quite an independent study course. So in that sense, I didn't feel that I lacked a degree of support, and I enjoyed the level of independence that's just built into the system. But yeah, after a while, you do feel very lonely within the home environment, and you miss your peers. The whole value of sixth form is that you have quite a few free periods to fill with your own work or study or just having fun with friends, and you really miss that at home when all you're left with is textbooks.
What did you do outside of your academic curriculum?
So within St. John's, at least, I did debating, which I absolutely loved and enjoyed, and I met some of my closest friends from the debating team.
Yeah.
So that was a truly valuable experience. And then I was also involved from a more sixth form front in running the Women's Forum. So I was vice chair, and it was basically a committee to discuss women's issues more generally, but also within the St. John's context, because women are only a minority there, because we are only within the sixth form and not within the college. So it was creating a space that was more designed just for us.
Yeah. So, you know, from the day when you visited Oxford at the age of 12 and this journey that you've now undertaken, how's your family sort of responded to you taking this different course?
Well, completely supportive from the beginning. At one point, I contemplated boarding school at about 14, so I think my parents are just happy I hung on for a few more years. But yeah, I've really appreciated all the support and all the effort that's been put in to allow for me to do this.
So you're heading off to Oxford this year?
Yes.
When does that begin?
So that will start in October, so probably go over a bit in September and start trying to establish my life and what I need to do there.
Yeah, incredible. Congratulations again from all of us
Thank you so
here
much.
at Newsroom. Raeesah Jadwat, fulfilling a dream from the age of 12 of studying at Oxford University. And off she goes.